guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for City of Blood, Arrow, and this is the third to last episode of the season. So let's talk about this. I was super excited for Arrow, because I'm super excited for Arrow every week. This is more of a point A to point B episode, really leading up to the finale. We get to see, I think, a lot of emotion in this episode, seeing how Oliver reacts to Moira's death. Thea reacting to Moira's death. Thea's gonna leave town, doesn't get the opportunity to, which I'll talk more about Thea for this episode because she is a character, one of my favorite characters of the show, and someone I see a lot of potential with. Then this, I thought Oliver was gonna tell her. She's still in the dark. Again, I'll talk more about that. But she gets held up at the bus terminal, and we see that all of Slade's minions are going all over Starling and really going to take over Starling. So Oliver, he says, you know what, I'm just going to give up myself. I'm going to commit suicide. That way all my friends and family will survive. And, you know, Felicity and Dick are trying to convince him, no, this is not a good thing. And then Laurel actually convinces Oliver and is in the Arrow Cave working with him and saying, hey, you can't kill yourself because think about Thea, think about all your friends. This would do worse than better, you know, and Slade would still win. We also have a lot of Brother Blood in this episode, seeing him become mayor, and also we get to see Oliver and Brother Blood's confrontation finally. We get to see Brother Blood's like, oh yeah, you're the Hood, that makes sense. So it's him building this army, and we don't see Slade in this episode, which I think is actually a good thing because it builds up to, I guess, the second to last episode and the last episode when we probably will see Slade and we have this big takedown because the next two episodes, again, are still in the same night. So I think these next two episodes are going to be really big for the season finale. Not just the season finale, but the two episodes together. But what did I think about this one? I thought it was okay. It was a little lackluster, and I think the ending, most of the time with Arrow, you have that pin in your stomach, what's going to happen next. The way they transitioned in scenes, it just didn't quite work. It didn't really make me on the edge of my seat. I'm like, whoa, you're doing a flashback for the last scene? I don't think that would have worked. I think if they maybe rearranged the scenes, it would have been a little better. I felt a little unsatisfied towards the end. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's the ending. But overall, I thought the episode was good. I think, again, it's a way to flesh out a lot of these characters after Moira's death. And it's interesting because the first half of the episode, Oliver's not even in it. And I think that shows how strong the supporting characters are for this show. Which is one of my favorite things about television, is that because it's not a movie, you don't have to just flesh out the main character. You can flesh out all these supporting characters and have them have their own arcs. And again, I think this episode proved that the supporting characters are so strong in Arrow. They can hold a whole half of an episode and probably a whole episode without Oliver, because Oliver wasn't in half the episode, and I really you know, applaud the writers for making such strong supporting characters. So I do like that we got to see that in this episode, and hopefully in next season we'll see a little bit more supporting character arcs, and not that I don't want to see Oliver, I do, but I would like to see some of the supporting characters shine, which I think they did a lot in season 2 anyways. But yeah, I think my favorite part of the episode had to be with Laurel. She has grown so much over these past couple episodes, and I keep saying that, and I think that the writers are right. Tell everyone that Oliver's the Arrow, because that makes their characters so much stronger. But tell them in right time, and I think with Laurel and Thea, it is the right time to tell those characters. Like Quentin, I would actually like to stay in the dark for a little bit, because it has that Commissioner Gordon feel, and I think if he does stay in the dark, it's a little bit more powerful for his character. Did Oliver have to tell Brother Blood that he was the Hood? No, I think that was a reveal that wasn't necessary, but two reveals I think is necessary, as we saw with Laurel in this episode, and Thea. I think Thea is very necessary, but once I get to Thea, I'll talk about why that's necessary. But let me just talk about Laurel for a second. I really was impressed by Laurel. Not that I ship Laurel and Oliver, but I really like the strength of their relationship, where I think in previous episodes, and even season 1, Katie Cassidy and Stephen Amell didn't really have a lot of chemistry on screen, but now there's been a lot, not the romantic scenes, because again, I don't think they have really romantic chemistry, which is a shame because they are supposed to be the couple of the show. It's like the Lois Lane and Clark Kent, but I feel they are pushing a little bit more towards the Felicity route. That's just my opinion. I know some people disagree with that, but I think they are going more towards the Felicity route, just the way like Felicity and Oliver hold hands in this episode. But I really love Laurel and Oliver's friendship, and I think those are the most powerful scenes with them. Again, when Oliver's trying to set Laurel straight in a couple episodes ago, same thing here when Laurel's trying to set Oliver straight. And, you know, I think Laurel was the only person to say, hey, how about your sister? How about this? You know, you think you're doing good, but you're not by doing that. People want you. We need you. We need the hood. And I think it was such a powerful scene because it was in the Arrow Cave. And I really love that Laurel's there. Do I think she's going to be part of the Arrow team? I don't think so. I think she's going to be more on that sidelines helping him. I don't think we're going to see her go into a Black Canary costume, which I like. I really liked how Oliver left it off and said, we started with the three of us, we're going to end it this way too. And I thought that was really well written by the writers because, you know, the Arrow Cave is getting a little crowded. And I like that the way they are separating it a little, even though people know not everyone has to join the Arrow team right away. Although I did wish that Laurel got like the little Sonic Scream thing from the Sonic Blaster from Sarah's like inventory or something to save Oliver. I thought that would be like a really cool reference, a really cool Easter egg, but they didn't do it. They just made her like hit him with a pole and save Oliver, but whatever. That was just one of my ideas that I would have liked to see with Laurel. But yeah, like everything else I thought was pretty good, but again, for this episode, we are so close to the finale, and there were some lackluster parts. I think the flashbacks were like, oh, I really don't care if they're going in a submarine. I care what's going on in the present time. They really didn't need the flashbacks as much in this episode. Maybe 1 or 2 scenes, but I think there was about 6 scenes of flashbacks, and I just didn't think that was necessary at all. I understand, I think we're building up to where Sarah's supposed to die and, you know, build up to her origins, but it wasn't needed in this episode, and I felt lost of time because of it. And I'm like, oh, but we could be fleshing out this character. Instead, we have these flashback scenes that mean nothing right now. Or get closer to the Slade battle in the flashback, which I think is gonna happen in the flashback. See, oh no, I had the chance to save Slade. I think that'll be towards the season finale, where we'll get to that point. But again, I think it's a shame that they had the flashbacks in this episode. I thought, especially towards the end, it kind of ruined the flow of the ending, and I wasn't on the edges of my seat like I usually am with the ending of Arrow. So I do want to talk about Thea for a little bit. I thought Thea, you know, a lot of people either hate Thea or really like her. For me, I really like the character. I see a lot of potential in her. I don't like that she left town, and then, I mean, now she's obviously going to be in the ending episodes anyways, and I really hope she ends up finding out by the end of the season, because her character is just going to go nowhere if she doesn't find out, but if she does find out, she has a lot of potential, because I think Thea and Oliver could really repatch their relationship a lot, and we saw that in this episode, that obviously they have a strong bond, and I think Oliver's just going to have to accept, you know what, maybe Thea has to know, and I'm going to have to accept that she might be able to keep her innocence if she knows. I know that's a little confusing, but yeah, I think she would be able to. I think she's going more in this darker hole by not knowing, and they keep foreshadowing. It's like, oh, why do you keep lying to me? Why do you keep lying to me? Tell her. I really thought the commercial of Oliver telling that I'm the Arrow should have been Thea, especially with everything that happened. I mean, Thea's not stupid. I'm glad that they're not playing her dumb and saying, well, yeah, I don't know what Oliver's connection. She's like, well, I know he has a connection. I have no idea what it is, but I know he has a connection and he won't tell me. And it's all Oliver's fault. But she doesn't, and one thing I like that she doesn't play wine card on him. Is like, well, I hate you, Oliver, you killed our mother. They could have went that direction, and I know a lot of people think the character is whiny. I don't think she is. I think she's reasonable for a 19-year-old girl that just lost her mother. But she's like, hey, you know, I'm not whining, I'm not emotional, I'm just gonna leave town. Like, there's nothing here for me. And she doesn't attack her brother. She doesn't. She listens to him in a way. It's like, well, I'm gonna leave. And Oliver's like, okay, that's cool. So I liked how they played that card. But again, I think that's just a very sideline card. They could have done a lot more with her character in this episode that they just didn't. I think they really wasted their time with the Thea thing. They really could have done more. But it looks like the next 2 episodes, she's gonna like get kidnapped by this guy, of course. But I think she'll be a little bit more in the action. And then maybe as our finale break comes, then I think Malcolm's gonna train her. I don't see Oliver training her. I really think Malcolm's gonna take her towards the season finale, make her train, and then we'll see her season 3, maybe badass, I don't know. But I see that coming. I think they're going to do something with Thea. They're just taking a while to do it, because they keep referencing her, but they're not moving her story as much. Really liked Felicity in this episode. I thought she was hilarious. She always makes, you know, these really intense moments fun. So I thought she did a really great job here. She had a lot of funny lines. But yeah, I think it was an okay episode. Again, the reveal to Sebastian Blood was okay, but my favorite part was Laurel parts, which is surprising to say that. I never thought I would say that. I'm really impressed with the character. So I'm going to give it a 3.5. Okay episode, but very excited for the next 2 episodes coming. Very excited because we have a lot of things happening. Sarah, Nyssa, Malcolm, all these crazy things going to come to the season finale. I think this is, again, just kind of a build-up to the season finale. We needed this episode, but maybe there could have been a little bit more impact in it. But hope you guys enjoyed. Please tell me in the comments below what you thought. Of course, I'll have another review for Arrow next week. Super excited for it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.